Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling. And man, I really appreciate you guys making some time out of your day to watch the video and spend some time with me. Really appreciate that. And guys, today I'm going to talk about the most intense 15-minute period I ever had in my 30 plus years of fishing professionally on the circuit. A lot of you guys request stories from the past, and it seems like they're pretty popular, so I got a good one for you guys today in today's episode. Also, guys, I just wanted to remind you, I don't know if you saw the video I did yesterday on my new deal that I got with Tackle Warehouse. Tackle Warehouse has been kind enough to partner with me and create a site on their website called Blocket Corner. And this is going to be a monthly, or it's going to be up on the website constantly, but every month I'm going to list what I think are the best lures for that particular month of the year. And then also I provide a correlating video for each one of the lures to give you guys some tips and advice on how to fish it. And it's a really good, way to get started if you're not sure what works at different months. This is going to be a good resource for you. So I'll put my Tackle Warehouse Blocket's Corner link in the description of this video if you guys would like to use and bookmark that. It'd be really appreciated to help me get that off the ground with Tackle Warehouse. Really big thank you. Okay guys, most intense time, the 15-minute period I've ever experienced, and there's been thousands of them. It's like when I wanted to do this video, I got thinking about it. It's like, God dang, it's just like there's so many of them. It's like literally thousands of intense moments. But what I wanted to talk about today is every moment, as far as the intensity of it, is measured how it impacts you emotionally. And for one person, it may be a lot. And for another person, it may not be. But there's one episode, one 15-minute period that really stood out more than anything else to me. So we're going to talk about that here. Now, this was the tournament. This was a Bassmaster Top 150 tournament down at the Mobile Delta, I believe in 2002 or 2003. Mobile Delta, it's probably one of my favorite fisheries in the lake because it just sets up perfectly for the way I like to fish. It's just a lot of swampy type areas, a lot of cypress trees, a lot of brackish water, a lot of shallow water options. And in this particular tournament, guys, this was a fall tournament. Fishing was super tough. It was really tough. I mean, it was like, 7 or 8 pounds a day was really good. And this was a 4-day tournament. And after the first, I found one creek that I spent my whole tournament in. And I had to really, it's a small creek, and I really had to pick it apart methodically. It's like I got to know every single log and lay down in that creek. And the first day, I think I was in the top 10 for all the first 3 days of the tournament. I think the first day I was in like 7th or 8th place. And then the second day, I think I moved up to 5th place. And then the third day, I think I moved up to 2nd place. So I was in 2nd place going into the last day of the tournament, but I was less than a pound out of the lead. It was like 7 or 8 ounces out of the lead. So I knew that I had a really good shot to win. And after that evening, the third evening, when I moved up to 2nd place, I got this unbelievable, just this overwhelming desire to win this tournament, because I needed to win this tournament for a lot of different reasons. And the reasons being, it's like I had been so close to winning for the last couple of years prior to that, because I had quite a few like 2nd and 3rd place finishes in Bassmaster and the FLW Tour, and I actually had 3 2nd place finishes on the FLW Tour that I would have won the tournament if it would have been a cumulative weight tournament. But back then what you did is you fished for 2 days on FLW, and they cut the weight to the top 10, and they scratched your weight. You started from 0, and then they scratched your weight, that the top 5 advanced to the last day, and they scratched the weight from 0. And there were 3 tournaments that I finished in 2nd place that I caught that I would have won the tournament on a cumulative weight, but I didn't win because you had to start from scratch on the last day. So I was so frustrated going into this tournament that I came so close to winning so many different times just over the past, year and a half before that. And I remember sitting in my, motel room the night before that last day of the tournament, and it's like, God, I want to win so bad. I need to win. I've got to get over this hump. And, this was back when I was sort of at the top of my game, and I wanted it so bad. That's the best way to put it. It's just like I wanted it more than I wanted anything. So I get out there the last day of that tournament, and it's like I had this really peaceful feeling that came over me. I got in there and I caught a couple decent fish right off the bat. It really relaxed me. And I slowed down, and, I caught my 3rd one and then my 4th one. And then I had probably about 45 minutes left to fish. And I had 4 fish that weighed probably 7 pounds, which was a really good weight. And the leader of the tournament was Alton Jones, and Alton had been averaging about 7 pounds a day to lead the tournament. So I knew that if I caught one more fish, I was only, less than a pound out of the money, or excuse me, out of the lead. I knew if I caught my 5th fish that I'd have a really good chance of winning, just if Alton kept catching what he was catching. So about 45 minutes to go, I flipped my jig into this, like there was a floating sawdust mat, and bam, I got a strike, and I set the hook and I missed it. And you can watch this video on Bassmaster, by the way, the Mobile Delta one. And I pulled my jig out, my trailer had came off it. So I reached down in the boat and I was all frustrated because I needed that 5th fish and it felt like a good strike. And I put another jig trailer on it. I flipped right back in that sawdust mat. Boom, my line jumped. I set the hook, and I guess it was that same fish. It was my biggest fish of the day. It weighed 2.5 pounds. So this gives me like 9.5 pounds, which is a big stringer of fish. So at this point, it's like, you got a good chance to win this tournament. It's like, God, I wanted it so bad. I said, please don't let something happen. I don't want to get 2nd place again. So ran back into the weigh-in, and this was a top 10. This was the last day of the tournament. So they held up me and Alton towards the end of as they weighed all 10 in, but we had our boats in the water, and Alton and I were the last 2 to weigh in. And the whole time during this 15 minutes, they'd weighed everybody out there. So I was thinking the whole time, it's like, God, I have no idea what Alton has. It's like I'm sitting here, Alton's sitting right next to me. I got no idea, what he has. And it's like my heart's thumping 100 miles an hour. And it's like these emotions running through me. It's like I was this close to winning. And unless he had some big string out of left field, I was going to win this tournament, but I had no idea what he had. And it's like I had gotten screwed so many times about being in the same position where I was so close to winning and had that snatched away from me right at the last minute. So I'm sitting here like sweating bullets and not knowing what Alton has. And all these scenarios are coming through my mind. Well, he's probably got 8 or 9 pounds and he's going to win the tournament. And it's like, God, I hope he doesn't have that. And I'm just like, it's just like, I wanted to win so bad I could just taste it. And I remember Alton was getting ready to weigh in, right? And my boat was still in the water, and Saito Sago, which was the cameraman for Bassmaster Magazine, he walks over to me and he goes, Randy, Alton's got about 5.5 pounds. And I go, are you serious, like that? And he goes, I think so, like that. And it's like, I couldn't allow myself to relax. It's like, he may have 9 pounds. It's like, even though Sago said that, it's just like I go, God, if he only has 5 pounds, I'm going to win this tournament. And my heart started even beating harder and harder because I knew I was that much closer to winning. So anyway, Alton weighs in, and I think he's got about 6 pounds. So when I get up there, I've got to have like 7.5 pounds, or, close to 8 pounds to win the tournament. And when Fishburne, the weighmaster, called my weight at 9.5 pounds, it was like this flood of emotions. It's just like, I can't explain it to you guys, the intensity of that. It's like, for the few people that have had the opportunity to win Bassmaster events, and I've had the chance to win 2 of them, you can't imagine it. It's like the feeling of just the excitement and the exhilaration and it's hard to even explain. It's hard to put in words unless you've actually stood on that stage and won a tournament. But when they called your name out as the winner, it was just like, it's like the weight of the world had been lifted off of me. So that 15 minutes of waiting for Alton to weigh in, that was probably the most emotionally intense time of my entire career. Now, I've had a lot of other intense times where I've been in danger as far as dangerous boat rides and dangerous situations and dangerous weather and, having big fish on and losing them. But I've never been in a tournament where I wanted to win so bad and I did not want to get it yanked away from me because I had just got it yanked away from me so many times. And then to finally, hoist that trophy, it was a huge deal. So anyway, just wanted to share that story with you guys and hope you're all well. Talk later.